Good evening and welcome to the Cherry Creek Sports Network. We are live at Kirby Lyle Gymnasium as the Cherokee Trail Cougars take on the Cherry Creek Bruins. I'm Kel McDavid alongside Reagan Kenobi, and we're going to send it down to David Knockel for the national anthem and team introductions.
And your Cherry Creek Bruins! Fans at this time, please rise as we honor America with playing our national anthem. Number 15, Delaney Miller. And number 44, Natalia Lupierre. Cougars are led by head coach Timmy Statewright. Starting tonight for your Cherry Creek Bruins, number 1, Tiana Chambers. Number 21, Sophia Baldessari. Number 24, Braylon Barnett. Number 25, Ania Chambers. And number 35, Charlie Gordon. Your Bruins are led by head coach Luke Evans.
All right, and we're ready for tip-off here at Kirby Lyle Gymnasium. Reagan, this should be a good matchup between two teams that are both good teams, some mixture of players in terms of classes, and definitely have had a good season so far.
Yeah, for sure. What we're seeing out here is a lot of freshmen who are really coming out to play, so be excited to watch them. Tiana Chambers to Ania Chambers. Braylon Barnett with the layup. Tiana Chambers with the steal.
Foul
that foul is on number 5, Sierra Colbreth. So Bruins first 2 possessions down, 2 turnovers. You know Coach Evans is not going to be super excited about that, but definitely some good things going on offense. But one of the things that we'll see a lot from CT tonight is just a lot of pressured defense. We even saw in the JV game them pressing a lot and just putting a lot of pressure on this Bruins offense.
They're definitely going to have to work their way around some tough defense here. Tiana Chambers over to Sophia Baldessari, over to Charlie Gordon outside. Back to Chambers again. Barnett for 3. Kaylee Brunning is taking it down the court for CT. It's going to be Creek ball.
You could hear Coach Evans on that play saying to his girls, this is what we talked about. Coach Evans does a lot of scouting and a lot of getting his team ready with the offense that the other team is going to run, and definitely trying to prepare his team defensively to play their best against any team. And so you could hear that on that play, him telling him, this is what we practiced, this is what we talked about, because he knows those plays and is trying to get his defense ready.
Layup is good from Delaney Miller. Chambers is going to take it down the court for the Bruins. Chambers' layup is good.
Yeah, you know, Reagan, you mentioned at the beginning of the quarter, but there are 3 freshmen on the court right now for Cherry Creek, and you've seen those freshmen already make some big impacts. Tiana Chambers took a big 3, obviously couldn't get it to fall, but she's going to be someone that's going to put up a lot of points for the Bruins. Braylon, you already saw her have some big moves on the post, and she also shot. So she's not afraid to shoot on the outside, but also be a huge post for this team. And then Anaya Chambers, obviously a big threat, as we saw there on that last play.
Chambers now with the ball. Over to Barnett, over to Gordon again. Baldessari for 3. Rebound by Barnett. Back out to Chambers. It's a block by Tiana Chambers, the 6-foot freshman. Chambers up the middle.
Last time we saw this team play at home, we talked about how Tiana Chambers was one of the leading free throw shooters for this team, and that's because she always is attacking the basket. She is always going to be aggressive, and like we saw in that play, CT was down a man, and she just really took advantage of that.
I think Coach Evans really likes the aggressive freshman here. He's got some tall players out here for sure. Tallest being Julia Leach at 6'2". It's going to be Bruins ball. Ashlyn Browett in for Cherokee Trail. She's a senior. Chambers going to take it down the court. Chambers to Barnett. The layup is good.
And you know, this CT team doesn't have any super tall players that are really like dominating in height, and you could see like Braylon trying to take advantage of that on that play, knowing how that she can just have her teammate pass the ball over her defender because she just has the height advantage in that scenario.
Chambers with the layup, and it's good. Bruins just took a 30-second timeout. Speaking of height, Kel, height is the one thing that you can't teach. And Creek's team is pretty tall compared to CT. How do you think that's going to affect the game today?
I think it'll really help them. You know, CT has some really dominant guards, and they can definitely move the ball and shoot, but I think Creek's height is just going to help them. You know, you've got Julia Leach, Kinsey Christensen, Braylon Barnett, so many tall players on this team that really can make a huge, huge, huge impact when you're playing against a team that does not have as much height.
It's like Kinsey Christensen is going to come on the court for the Bruins. Another one of those tall girls. She's 6 foot.
And CT took that timeout, so it'll be their ball underneath. Looks like Creek is going to try to press a little bit.
Steal by Kinsey Christensen. Gordon and Barnett in the middle again. Travel called on Braylon Barnett. It's going to be Cougars ball. Number 10, Demara Allen checking in for CT.
We have not seen the Bruins press, I don't think, at all this season, at least when we've been broadcasting. And it's definitely something that Coach Evans tries to do and knows that there are certain teams, especially when they're guard dominant, that it's really beneficial to press. You've got Kinsey Christensen, who's long and fast and can definitely make an impact. You saw there Charlie Gordon. They know how to press effectively.
Kaylee Burning. Oh, shot blocked by Braylon Barnett.
We've already seen two blocks tonight, which is somewhat unusual for girls usually. Not because they can't, but just because it's harder to get in position without fouling. And they, both Braylon and Tiana, have had some big blocks already this season and tonight.
Sierra Colbreth inbounded that to Demara Allen. Lupierre is going to toss it out of bounds. It'll be Creek ball. Travel called on number 10, Demara Allen. It's going to be Bruins ball. We've seen Tiana Chambers bringing the ball down the court a lot. Seems like she's becoming maybe somewhat of a leader, and at a young age, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure. You know, we talked about last week how Charlie Gordon has really kind of stepped into that role of being the point guard for this team, and obviously she has to come out sometimes. And we've seen some of these young kids really step up and be leaders on the team, and there's definitely leadership positions available, as Coach Evans talked about last time. This is a really dominant team with a bench that's 12 players deep, and that includes leadership as well. And seeing that quality come out in his players is something he's looking for their time on the court.
It's called out of bounds by CT. Chambers is going to inbound the ball to Maria Johnson. Johnson right up the middle. Foul was called on number 5, Sierra Colbreth. Number 11, Sam Smith, will be shooting 2. First one is no good. Second free throw is good. Number 15, Delaney Miller, is taking it down the court. Some defense from the Bruins. Maria Johnson comes away with that one. Travel on Maria Johnson. Seen a lot of fast, aggressive play so far this quarter.
Yeah, you know, I think that both teams can come into this game knowing previously, like, games with CT are always fast-paced. CT has so many athletic kids, and so does this Creek team. And so you always know that it's going to be a fast-paced game and trying to just take advantage of any opportunities you can get. But sometimes it's okay to slow down and get yourself organized and composed and get the best play going, but trying to take advantage of those transition opportunities as well.
Almost a steal by Tiana Chambers. It's going to be out of bounds on her. Okay, out of bounds on Creek, so the Cougars will inbound the ball. DeMar Allen for 2 is no good. Sam Smith comes away with the rebound. Looks like a double dribble called on her. We've seen a lot of turnovers so far, Cal. I'm sure Coach Evans is a little bit frustrated with that.
Yeah, for sure. You know, from both teams even, we've just seen some chaotic basketball, and I think both teams are going to be trying to get that a little bit more organized, a little bit more composed, and try to limit turnovers as this game goes on.
Kelly Smith for the layup is no good. CT comes away with that rebound. Playing some tough defense. There's almost a steal from Kylie Smith. Maria Johnson looks like she's looking for someone to pass to. Christensen over to Smith. Smith passes up the middle to Julia Leach.
That one just rolled right off the rim, but that's a play that Creek definitely tries to run, and you can get so many good options off of it, and we've seen them do it so far this season. It's a great transition play, and it worked out well, just couldn't get the basket to fall.
Number 12. And number 44, Natalia Lubier.
That one was off Kylie Smith, so the Cougars should be inbounding the ball. It's like number 12. Into Lupier. Out to Lane for the 3 is no good.
Looked like that shot got blocked by Maria Johnson.
A lot of blocked shots out here tonight. Delaney Miller, it's no good. Foul was on Sam Smith.
You know, Reagan, we were talking about turnovers, and I remember a game that Coach Evans said to us before the game that we were going to have to run for every turnover that we had, and we definitely limited our turnovers that game. So I think that's definitely something he values, is taking care of the ball when we have it on offense, and that's something that he's definitely going to want them to clean up the second half, or the second quarter.
Looks like that'll definitely be a topic of conversation in the huddle after this quarter.
I think there's some confusion because I don't think number 12 for Cherokee Trail is on our roster, and so I think that there's some confusion with that at the moment.
One of the referees is currently talking to Coach Evans. We'll see what's going on here in a second.
I'm not quite sure what's going on, but I think they're going to give both teams an opportunity to shoot free throws. I think they're letting CT shoot the free throws from the foul, and then potentially Cherokee Trail got a technical for not having number 12 on the roster. So then Creek will shoot 2, is my guess, but I don't know for sure.
Definitely an interesting situation. Number 12 is still out there on the court, so yep, looks like Sam Smith is going to come down to the Creek side and shoot free throws. That one is good.
In that situation, Coach Evans gets to choose one player to shoot, and obviously putting a lot of trust in Sam Smith, a senior player who's been on this varsity team for 3 years, and really just trying to take advantage of any opportunities you can, and that shows that he really trusts her as a player. And relies on his seniors to kind of step up as leaders on this team.
Here's another senior. Christensen is going to inbound the ball for Creek. Looks like we have some more confusion with the ref over at the scorer's table. Okay, Christensen is going to inbound the ball to Kylie Smitch. Smitch will take it down the court. Over to Johnson. Johnson's going to drive. Back out to Christensen again. She's looking to swing it over to Smitch. Smitch will take it. Layup is no good.
We've seen Kylie Smitch do that a couple of times this season. You know, someone will come set a screen for her and she'll deny the screen, and she's really quick off of that screen and has some good opportunities. Just has to finish those.
Three from Lou Pierre is no good. That's going to be the end of the first quarter. Kel, it looks like something from this first quarter that Coach Evans has really been harping on is pass the ball. We've heard him tell the girls to swing it over, pass the ball, try and create more opportunities.
And with that, we're going to send it down to Ben Paris.
Thanks, guys. The Bruins didn't come out shooting too exceptionally well that first quarter, but where they did finish well was down low. And how did they finish down low? Well, there were some spectacular passes into the paint that allowed the Bruins bigs to finish, and their bigs have been finishing well so far. A little bit of confusion right there with that technical foul. A player was listed as the wrong jersey number, so that's what happened there. To clear that up, and we'll see what happens as the game goes on. We'll send it back up to you.
Thanks, Ben. So it looks like a communication mistake with the rosters for that technical foul.
Yeah, and you know, I heard CT's coach say she's one of our swing players, so sometimes those players don't always get on the roster. They'll change week to week who they're swinging up from JV, so that's an easy mistake to make. I know that's happened to Creek in years past as well. Happens on teams a lot of times when there's players swinging, but
and they don't always play with the same jersey number when they swing. They can play one number for JV and then have an entirely separate uniform for varsity. Number 10, Damara Allen, is going to inbound the ball for CT. Over to Lou Pierre. Over to number 12 for three. It's no good. Rebound by Baldessari. She's another young freshman.
she is actually a junior, but this is her first year on the varsity court.
Oh, looks like
Just
she's
kidding.
a sophomore.
She's a
Sorry.
sophomore. We're all wrong. But she has definitely made a big impact this season, and we saw her have some really big games. Kinsey Christensen was out just because of return to play protocol with COVID, and Sophia Baldessari really stepped up and filled that role and has been doing a great job.
Number 10 for CT. Up the middle. Shot is blocked again. It's going to be a foul. Foul on number 25, Anea Chambers.
That's her first team field. Number 10, Tamara Allen, the line from Cougar, shooting 2.
This has been a pretty low-scoring game so far, Reagan, and I think as we were talking about it in the first quarter, there's been a lot of turnovers and a lot of just possessions where nothing's come out of the possession. You know, there was a missed layup or a missed three, but pretty low-scoring game so far.
That first free throw did end up making it in. She's going to shoot another one. Second free throw is rebounded by Baldessari again. And Baldessari, she's kind of reminiscent of Callie Clark. She's big, she's tall. She's able to get that in there and be really physical.
Yeah, you know, she's definitely a player that is really mobile on the court. You saw her, she can run the floor, she'll get rebounds, and she's still going to try to be the first one down the court. And so definitely that's a big advantage when you can have someone that's going to be a reliable rebounder but also can get down the court and contribute on offense.
Tiana Chambers has come back in the game for the Bruins. She's inbounding the ball. Out to Gordon. Over to Baldessari. Back to Gordon again. Some tough defense here from CT, and Baldessari is going to throw it out of bounds. Looks like it might have went off of one of the Cougars' fingers. Chambers, out to Tiana Chambers. Chambers from the free throw line, and the ball is going to get stuck. Love it when that happens. It's always fun to see the rotating ball just completely still.
Yeah, it's always weird when that happens. You'd think that there would be such a low chance of that happening, that the ball can get just in the right spot that it gets stuck. But it happens a lot. We see that all the time.
It's going to be Cherokee Trail ball. See if the Bruins keep up the defense this quarter. Like you were saying, it was very low scoring in the first quarter. Number 10, Damara Allen, is going to lose the ball. Charlie Gordon will inbound it for the Bruins. Chambers is going to take it down the court. Gordon over to Baldessari, and she's going to lose it. Some tough defense, and looks like a foul on Baldessari.
Yeah, you know, those are always tough plays whenever the guard is bringing up the ball and you're playing defense. They're being physical. You're trying to combat that, you know, but not foul. And as soon as the arm of the defender crosses the body of the offensive player, they're going to call the foul. And that's such a hard thing as a defender, because you're trying to have your arms out, but as soon as that person kind of goes across your body or you cross their body with your arm, they're going to call the foul.
Looks like Chambers was fouled by number 10, Damara Allen. Christensen checking in.
Number 44, Kinsey Christensen.
You can hear the Bruins communicating out there on the court.
Yeah, you know, when you've got a young team trying to get offenses going, it definitely is important to communicate and have lots of communication among the players. So,
number 4, Kayla Burning, is going to take it for CT. She gets fouled. Foul is on senior Charlie Gordon. Speaking of leaders, Gordon is kind of stepping up into that role.
Yeah, for sure. You know, coming off of playing with players like Jana Van Geitenbeek, Casey Kyle, Abby Reed, Callie Clark, I mean, all of those players that we've talked about in previous years, Charlie has really had to step up as a leader this year. She's had some experiences that some of these younger kids have never had before, and using that to help teach and really show these girls what it means to be a Bruin playing varsity basketball is a really big role for her this season.
Chambers is going to take it down the court. Over to Christensen. Out to Gordon for 3. Rebound by Christensen. Again, that height helping us out. Gordon is going to lose it to Lou Pierre. The travel called in the Cougars. It's going to be Bruins ball.
Almost halfway through the second quarter, still score 10-5. Definitely a low-scoring game, but that's, I think, because both of these teams are playing such hard defense and really trying to focus on doing things defensively. It seems like the offensive transitions have not been there as much for these teams, and that's something that both of these teams really do a lot of, is transition and running the court, and that just hasn't been kind of the play so far. There's been a lot of stoppage, so I think that's kind of why we've seen a lower scoring game.
That was a nice inbounds play from Tiana Chambers to Anea Chambers. She gets the layup. We've definitely seen a lot more defense this game, and fouls for sure. 7 for Creek and 5 for CT so far. Chambers is going to take it back down the court. Oh. Foul on number 44, Natalia Lupierre. Chambers will shoot 2. First one is good. These free throws might end up playing a lot of importance in this game, especially because it's so low scoring. The amount that we are able to make versus what the Cougars are able to make could make a big difference in this game.
For sure, and still 4 minutes and 32 seconds left on the clock, and the Bruins are in the bonus, so they definitely will have some opportunities to shoot free throws.
There's a steal by Charlie Gordon. Out to Tiana Chambers. Going to be rebound for the Cougars. We got 3 defenders back right now. The foul looks like it's on the Cougars, number 15, Delaney Miller.
And that will put the Cougars in the bonus as well. So again, free throws and lots of fouls this half.
Sorry, the foul is on number 1, Tiana Chambers. Number 15, Delaney Miller, will be at the line. Her shot is good. Second shot is also good. Chambers taking it down the court. Over to Tiana Chambers. Christensen for the layup. It's no good, but Creek will get the rebound. Passing up the middle again. And the second layup is good by Sophia Baldassari.
Yeah, you know, we've talked about in previous weeks the importance of rebounds. They're going to call carry by CT. But they talked about the importance of rebounds and getting second chance opportunities. And we've seen a lot of missed layups tonight and some just different missed opportunities. But getting those rebounds is a huge factor for teams and can really set apart the score in a game.
There's a nice shot by Tiana Chambers. That one will fall. It's always fun to see how cool it looks when she goes up for that shot.
For sure. There's that aggressive attacking again by Tiana.
Bruins playing some more tough defense on the Cougars. Allen's still looking for someone to pass to. She's going to shoot it. Foul called. That's going to be on Tiana Chambers. That's 3 fouls for Chambers. Coach Evans looks a little bit frustrated, trying to keep his team out of foul trouble.
Yeah, for sure. Especially, this bench is so deep, but especially when you've got a player like Tiana who's made a big impact in this game, you don't want to get her in foul trouble or any of these players in foul trouble.
Allen's first shot is good. 3 players are going to check in for the Bruins. Number 4, Kylie Smitch. Number 11, Sam Smith. And number 3, Maria Johnson. Miller's second shot is no good. Rebound by the Bruins. Anaya Chambers over to Sam Smith. Out to Johnson. Smith looking for someone to pass to. Over to Chambers. Travel called on Chambers. It's going to be Cougars ball. You can still hear Coach Evans saying find someone to pass to, especially with this tough defense.
Yeah, for sure. Players are not open for very long. CT is playing really aggressive defense, and so trying to find those passes, especially if he's calling plays, knowing what passes you're looking for.
Turnover by the Cougars. Johnson for the layup. Is no good. Johnson gets the steal. Over to Christensen. Up the middle to Smith. The layup is no good, but she did get fouled. Looks like both teams could be getting into some trouble with fouls here. 16 fouls between both teams with still 2 minutes left in this half.
Yeah, Bruins are in the double bonus now, which means anytime CT fouls them, they will get 2 shots. So definitely a good opportunity for Bruins to increase the gap right now.
Smith's second shot is no good. That's rebounded by the Cougars. Delaney Miller over to Brunning. Back to Allen. Miller with the shot is no good. Johnson for 3 is no good.
We're seeing the Bruins set a lot of ball screens and a lot of just motion offense, trying to get open themselves, but also setting screens to get each other open. And that's something that we'll definitely continue to see from them, and Coach Evans wants them to keep moving the ball.
That foul is on number 4, Kylie Smith. Kaylee Brunning at the line for the Cougars. Her first shot is good, so she'll shoot one more. Second shot is good. Sam Smith throws it in, but it looks like it is deflected. It is going to be Cougar ball.
Sometimes when you're standing there underneath the basket, it's easy to see your teammates open, and then you try to make the pass and realize that the basket is in the way. And I have done that before, where I've hit it off the back of the basket, and that's just what happened there.
Out of bounds on the Cougars. It's going to be Creek ball. Seen a lot of out of bounds calls tonight. They're playing really fast. That could be the reason why they've been throwing so many of their passes out of bounds.
For sure, yeah, lots of stoppage tonight. And it definitely is hard to get in a rhythm when there's so much stoppages in the game, whether it's fouls or out of bounds or just turnovers in general.
Smith looking for someone to pass to. She sent it over to Johnson. Johnson will take it. The layup is no good. She got fouled. Foul is on number 10, Damara Allen. And like you said, the Bruins are in the double bonus, so Johnson will shoot 2. Her first shot is good. Her second shot is also good. Seen a couple of those long passes from CT. The 3 by Brinley Lane is no good. Going to be out of bounds on the Cougars. Bruins ball.
Yeah, you know, as we've seen this Bruins off defense pressing, we've seen the Cougars trying to kind of run the court and stretch that out so that way they can break the press.
Barnett out to Leach. Leach out to Smitch. Johnson to Barnett. Barnett is going to take the 3, and it is good.
You know, like we talked about earlier, Braylon is such a dynamic player. We've seen her have some great post moves and also be a threat on offense and defense.
And she just got a steal. It's going to be out of bounds on the Cougars. You're exactly right, Kel. Braylon she has so many different things that she can do. You just saw her shoot the 3. She plays really aggressive defense. She's big, she's tall, and she can get layups too. She's not afraid to be aggressive.
Fans' doghouse has garnered critical acclaim and national attention for its signature all-pink house dogs and handcrafted.
Just over 23 seconds left in this second quarter. Cherry Creek leads over CT 24-10. Looks like Coach Evans is laying out a play for them to hopefully accomplish in these last 23 seconds.
Yeah, with just 23 seconds left, the Bruins want to get a good shot up and try not to give up any points, any fouls, anything like that.
Maria Johnson is going to inbound the ball for Creek to Barnett for the layup, and it is good.
It's nice when a coach can take a timeout, give his team a play, and they can execute it successfully.
Foul is on number 3, Maria Johnson. Definitely a very physical game. We've seen players on the floor fighting for the ball. It's definitely fun to see them being so aggressive.
For sure. So even though that was not a shooting foul since the Cougars are in the bonus, she will shoot.
Brunning's first shot is no good. Second shot is good. Bruins are going to have 10 seconds to hopefully get some more points. Smith with the ball out to Johnson. Johnson's going to shoot, and it is no good.
So to end the first half, Bruins are up 26-11, and we've definitely seen some scrappy basketball this half. Lots of fouls, lots of turnovers, but also some good offensive possessions from both teams. A pretty low-scoring game, but definitely trying to take advantage of free throws.
And we're going to send it down to Ben Paris on the court. Ben, what's going on down there?
Tell you what, all of Cherokee Trail's points in that half came from the free throw line. They haven't made a field goal since the first quarter, and they've only made one the entire game. So the Bruins are getting it done on the defensive end, and on their own end, they're getting it done really well in the paint. Haven't been shooting super well from outside of the paint, but the bigs are getting it done so far here in the first half. 15-point lead. I'll send it back up to you.
Thanks, Ben. Looks like the Cherry Creek Palms are going to come out on the court and perform. We're going to send it over to them at midcourt, and we're going to take a break here on CCSN. This is Reagan Kanabe and Cal McDavid back live on CCSN getting ready for the second half. Cherry Creek Bruins versus the Cherokee Trail Cougars. Cal, what are we looking for in this half?
You know, I'm sure that both of these coaches are going to hope that are telling their teams at halftime to limit the turnovers, to gain composure on offense. It's been a pretty fast-paced game, but not always getting organized and getting put your players in the right spot for offense. And then just continuing to play hard defense. Both teams, it's been a pretty defensive dominant game, and both teams are playing hard defense. So definitely going to tell his team to tell their teams to keep playing hard defense.
Yeah, we'll see if these two teams can slow it down. Got a lot of young players out here on the court. Decent amount of seniors too, but sometimes with these younger teams, they can just get going really fast, and it's harder to maybe slow down and kind of get yourself more organized and play some more organized basketball. Chambers is going to throw it into Gordon to start off this second half. Chambers looking for someone to pass to. Over to Barnett. Nice pass from Barnett to Chambers, and she gets the shot.
Yeah, and you know, Bruins are really going to try to move the ball a lot this half, find the open pass, and get turnovers just like that.
Chambers here looking for someone to pass to. Looks like that's going to be a kickball on the Cougars.
Getting points off of defensive plays is something that I think really doesn't get noticed all the time in basketball, and I think it's something that makes a big difference in games. Forcing turnovers and kind of finishing those fast break plays, those transition plays that come off of defensive stops are so important in basketball, and it really just gives the team an opportunity to take advantage of any defensive stops that they can get.
That three from Baldessari was good. Cougars with the ball now. Number 10, Damara Allen. Over number 4, Kaylee Brunning. She seemed like somewhat of a leader out here for CT tonight. Gordon is going to try and take that one away. It's going to be Cougar ball. Coach Evans making some switches here with the defense.
Yeah, you know, he knows these teams, and he wants his players to be matched up against the right people to really put strengths against weaknesses.
Lupier out to Brunning. She's going to go out of bounds. It'll be Bruins ball. Looks like in their haste to try and get to the rim and score points, both teams have been making mistakes, stepping out of bounds, fouling people, or just turning the ball over in general. Chambers with the ball. Out to Barnett. Back to Chambers. Anea Chambers now with the ball. She's going to go around a defender. Pass out to Gordon for 3. Rebound by the Cougars. Damara Allen. Layup is no good. Baldessari over to Barnett. She's going to be fouled.
You know, that's something that we also saw a lot in the first half, is just missing some of those easier layups. And that's something that definitely Coach Evans probably told the girls to try to clean up a little bit in the second half, is making some of those easier layups and taking advantage of free throw opportunities. As we saw in the first half, there was a lot of fouls. So hopefully there'll be less fouls this half, but trying to take advantage of getting some of those easier points.
Barnett's first shot is good. Like we said, she's just a very versatile player. Free throws, layups, three-point shots, long twos. She really can do everything. Her second shot is good. Lupier has the ball for the Cougars. Over to Brunning. Chambers playing some tough defense. That pass is going to be blocked by Barnett, but she did knock it out of bounds, so it will stay with the Cougars. And that pass is almost knocked out by Sophia Baldessari, but it stays with the Cougars. Allen DeLupierre for 3, and it's good. Already some more points than we saw from CT in that second quarter.
Yeah, you know, similar to this Creek team, CT has some players that are very dynamic players and can do multiple things on the court. And just like this Creek team, we've seen a lot of players step into different roles.
Lupierre again. We just saw Chambers go right up the middle for that wide open layup. Looks like there's been some more space opening up for the Bruins on offense.
Yeah, you know, as you get further into the game, you start to find holes in the defense and find ways that you can take advantage of any sort of defensive miscommunications or anything like that, and that's what we saw from Tiana there.
Sophia Baldessari knocked that ball out of the Cougars' hands, but the foul is going to be on Tiana Chambers.
And that will be her 4th foul. You can obviously she's disappointed about that.
Johnson is going to come in for Chambers. Coach Evans trying to save her for later in the game, as she does have quite a few fouls on her so far. Brunning trying to look for an open pass. She's going to go right under the hoop, but Gordon comes away with it. Gordon's pass to Baldessari is a little bit too long, but the Bruins managed to get the ball again. Johnson with the ball now. She's going to go for the layup. Barnett with the rebound, and that will be out of bounds on the Bruins Cougar ball.
You could hear Coach Evans telling his team just to settle there, and I think that's something that we see as an important thing for this game, just because it is such fast pace, and so to find those moments where you can settle down and get your offense organized.
This is definitely a different style of play than we've seen so far from our end broadcasting these girls' home games. It's definitely much faster, a lot more aggressive, lower scoring, but it has been really fun to watch this super fast up and down the court all game so far.
And it really speaks to the athleticism of both these teams.
It does. That was Delaney Miller. Johnson with the ball now. Over to Chambers. Chambers for the layup, and that is good. Some more of those layups falling for the Bruins in this third quarter. Sierra Colbreth, stolen by Maria Chambers. Both Barnett and Baldessari with their hands up there, but she's going to pass it to Gordon. Baldessari, and the shot is no good.
There's been some great ball movement by the Bruins this half, and they've definitely been able to open up the court and give some people some opportunities to drive to the basket.
Lupierre with the ball for the Cougars. Over to Miller. Her layup is no good, but she does get her own rebound, and that shot falls.
You know, like we were talking about in the first half, those second chance opportunities are so huge. Rebounds are such a big part of this game and really can give a team a lot of chances to get some points up and fix their mistakes as the game moves along.
There was 2 points for Breland Barnett, another one of those longer 2-point shots that she's been really good at so far this game.
You think she called bank on that?
I think so. Ball is going to be out of bounds on the Cougars. Coach Evans is now subbing out almost every player on the court. Julia Leach, Kinsey Christensen, Sam Smith, and Kylie Smith are all going to come in for the Bruins. Maria Johnson will stay in. Looks like he's giving those girls some time to rest on the bench.
We've definitely seen Coach Evans have a little bit more fluid subbing rotation this season, trying to really utilize that 12-person deep bench and getting players fresh off the bench, trying to keep players fresh and rotate who's playing because so many of these players are so dynamic and can play multiple roles, and it doesn't really matter who they're playing with.
Like we heard from Coach Evans, this is a really deep roster, and he did mention that it's hard to give all these girls time. Looks like he's doing a pretty good job of that this game. We've seen a lot of subs come in and out, which is always good to see. Christensen looking for someone to pass to. Smith is going to send it out to Johnson. Out to Smitch.
Bruins really just trying to find the right shot, the perfect shot that they want, moving the ball, setting lots of screens, trying to get each other open.
Definitely some smoother basketball so far this half. Leach is going to shoot it, and that one is good. She's another one of those tall girls. She's the tallest on the team. According to the roster, she is 6'2". And there's that height right there. She just blocked that shot.
And Julia had a really good opportunity last year, similar to some of the freshmen this year. She got some opportunities to play in some varsity games, make an impact, and that really shows this year. She comes on the court and looks very comfortable, ready to be a leader, ready to play aggressive.
Ashlyn Browett shooting here. Her first shot is good. Laurel Hedrick is coming in for the Bruins. Browett's second shot is good. Smitch has the ball. Leach swings it to Christensen. Out to Smitch again. Smitch with the ball. That foul is called on number 11. Smitch is at the line. Her first shot is good. And her second shot falls as well.
Free throws. We keep saying it, but free throws. It makes a big difference in a game.
Smitch comes away with that rebound. For three. That one is no good.
They called that one out of bounds, I think, because it hit the thing that makes the basket move up and down. I don't know what that's called.
I can't claim to know the finer mechanics of the basketball hoop either.
It counts as out of bounds for basketball. That's the only thing that matters.
CT is looking to get some more points for into this quarter. Lane for three is no good. Back to Smitch again. She is fouled. The foul is on number 1, Brinley Lane. Five fouls between the two teams so far. Definitely a lot less than that first half. I know it's only the third quarter, but the fouls have definitely been kept to a minimum so far this quarter.
For sure. I'm sure both of the coaches said to their teams at halftime that they had to reel in the fouls because the fact is people were not making all of their layups during the first half when they had those fouls, and so they knew that the second half, if teams had that opportunity, then they were going to make their free throws, and we definitely saw that. We've definitely seen less fouls this quarter, and that's been good.
Christensen is at the line shooting 2. Her first shot is good. The free throw percentage, while I don't know the exact number, has been high tonight for the Bruins. A lot of their free throws have been good. Her second shot is good as well.
There was times at practice where Coach Evans would have us all line up and shoot free throws, and if you missed, then the whole team had to run, and if you made it, then nobody had to run, and so it's definitely something that he values. But at the end of the third quarter, Bruins are up 45-20. I think that one of their biggest leads so far of the season, and they've still got a whole nother quarter left.
We're going to send it down to Ben Paris. Ben, what's going on down there?
Tell you what, girls came out and shot a lot better so far to start the second half. Got some things going from deep, made some pretty good mid-range shots, lots of good ball movement. So I'd say improvement over half on the one. By the way, for all you hockey fans out there, Cherry Creek is going to trail Regis Jesuit 1-0 after the first period. So there's an update for that. And I'll see you at the end of the game. Back up to you guys.
Thanks, Ben. Sorry about that. We always like to know how the other Creek sports are doing. Hockey for sure is definitely a favorite in our broadcast class this semester.
For sure. And if you missed it, earlier this week on the Bruins Take podcast, we sat down with Dalton Berkey, who is a Creek hockey player, kind of gave us an insight into the Creek hockey team, which is a district team, so it's not just Creek players. Doesn't always get the same attention as some of the other winter sports, but definitely a cool sport and something that's fun to watch at the high school level.
Okay, it's the beginning of the fourth quarter. The Bruins lead 45-20, so that's a 25-point lead. It's Bruins ball. Gordon is taking it down the court. Chambers goes under the basket, out to the three-point line. Passes it into Barnett, out to Chambers again. She manages to keep the ball through that coverage, and her shot is good.
She kind of got like triple teamed on that play.
She definitely has good ball control. There's another block from Brylin Barnett. She's been a force this game with the blocks. And there's a block from Anea Chambers. Number 10, Damara Allen, shooting for the Cougars. That foul was called on number 21, Sophia Baldessari. Allen's first shot is no good. You can see Gordon out there communicating with her players. Allen's second shot is good. Barnett to Gordon. Gordon over to Baldessari. She's going to swing it over to Anea Chambers. She's going to take it up the middle, lose control of the ball, pass it out to Baldessari again. Gordon got double teamed there, stolen by number 15, Delaney Miller, but blocked. Now Sophia Baldessari. That's going to be out of bounds on the Cougars. That'll be Bruins ball. It's always nice when you don't make that shot, but then you get another opportunity when they knock it out of bounds.
For sure, Bruins are going to try to take advantage with this inbounds play right here.
Chambers over to Baldessari. Back to Chambers. Chambers is trying to, looks like she's trying to slow down the play a little bit, make sure that we have a good shot. Cougars are going to come away with that rebound. Jada Banks with the ball. Over to Brunning. Back to Banks. Brunning for three. It is no good. Looks like there will be another foul. And that one is also on Sophia Baldessari.
You know, we've seen both these offenses take quite a bit of time off the clock. Neither is kind of taking the first shot that's available. They're passing the ball, getting a lot of ball movement, and really there's been only a few possessions this quarter, and we're already 2 minutes in.
Miller's first shot is good. She's been at the free throw line quite a lot this entire game. Both her and Brunning seem to be shooting most of the free throws for the Cougars. Miller's second shot is no good. Rebound by Barnett. She's going to send it out to Chambers. Over to Gordon. We always see Gordon looking for those threes, but she sends it back to Chambers. Her shot is no good. Miller is fouled again. And that one is also on Sophia Baldessari.
So both Sophia Baldessari and Tiana Chambers both have 4 fouls now. The team has 5 fouls this half, so definitely those two, if either one of them fouls again, they will be fouled out of the game. But again, it's nice to have a deep bench in this situation because he knows that they can still play aggressive, obviously want to play smart, but there's other people that can come on the court and play hard.
That's definitely a benefit of having a deep roster, having Baldessari out there as a physical player, knowing she can maybe sometimes in situations like this rack up some more fouls, but can be replaced by another physical player if she does happen to foul out. Definitely seems to be a benefit to Coach Evans because he can have her be more aggressive.
For sure.
Chambers with the ball. Chambers right up the middle, sends it out to Baldessari. She's going to take it. Her layup is good.
Nice little finish there by Baldessari. We've seen some really nice finishes and moves by both teams, but especially this Bruins offense. These young players, you can tell they've spent some time in the gym working on those different plays when they've got a contested layup.
3 from Damara Allen is no good. Chambers is going to take it back up the court for a wide open layup, and that is good. Definitely seen not so many maybe flashy shots, but definitely going in for those layups, trying to get some reliable points up on the board. It's definitely working out for the Bruins with over a 20-point lead.
For sure. I would say I would have to look at the stats, but I feel like the majority of the Bruins points have been off of layups and free throws rather than 3-point shots or long twos.
The Cougars are going to inbound the ball. Just under 5 minutes left to go in this game. The Bruins lead 51-23. Running with the ball. Smith almost knocks it loose. Lupierre over to Brunning. Miller with the ball now. Baldessari playing tough defense again. That's going to be a foul on number 4, Kylie Smith. That's her second foul. Sam Smith is going to come in for Baldessari. Miller over to Brunning. Over to Banks. Pull breath for 3 is no good. Smith comes away with that one. Over to Barnett. She gets her own rebound, and that second layup is good.
Great move there by Barnett. Just had a little too much power on it, but we've seen her have some really great moves tonight.
And her ability to get her own rebounds is proving very effective when she misses that first shot, maybe, like you said, putting a little bit too much on it. Banks with the ball. She's going to send it over to Lupierre for 3. That is no good. Rebound by Sam Smith. Smith taking it down the court. Over to Barnett again, taking advantage of her height and long arms, being able to reach up there and grab that, and her layup is good.
Just 3 minutes and 30 seconds left in this fourth quarter. Bruins are at 55-23. Coach Evans took a timeout just to get his players in. Again, trying to get that rotation, giving these players an opportunity to prove themselves on the court.
Looks like we have some confusion, but the Cougars are going to take it in. Allen with the ball. Her layup is no good. Leach comes away with that one. You can see her wrestling the ball away.
Really trying to fight for that rebound for sure.
It's definitely a lot of grit out here tonight. Maybe not always the smoothest basketball, but they definitely have heart. Smith with the ball, over to Smith, to Johnson. She'll go for the layup, and it is good.
You know, you can see this Bruins bench supporting their team. With such a young team, I think it's so important to build the culture of the team, and you can see that that is what they're trying to do, really supporting each other and just encouraging each other in every situation. It's hard to play on a team where you're competing for a spot every single day, and you can see the relationship between these girls is strong.
Bank shot is blocked by Smith. The foul is on Sam Smith. Like you said, Kel, chemistry is everything. If you have a team stacked with good players that don't communicate well, you're not going to have good basketball. And the Cherokee girls team has been improving this whole season as they grow closer together and build those relationships. Banks' first shot is no good. She'll shoot one more. Her second shot is good. Christensen's going to throw that ball into Johnson. Smith with the ball. Attempted pass under the hoop to Christensen, but Sierra Colbrath of the Cougars came away with that one. Lupierre fouled by number 11, Sam Smith. Her first shot is good. Brinley Lane is going to check in for the Cougars.
You know, obviously this game is not super close. 2 minutes and 26 seconds left on the clock. But this Bruins team definitely is going to focus on not fouling, especially at the end of games. There's going to be situations that they get in where if they foul, they're kind of giving away the game potentially. And so definitely going to want to clean that up a little bit. Focus on not fouling, playing hard defense still, but figuring out how to not foul.
Leach for three is no good. Sierra Colbrath for the Cougars came away with that one. Out to Lupierre for three. That's no good. Rebound by Christensen. And then Johnson. Christensen, another one of those players with a long wingspan. She's very tall, able to get those rebounds for the Bruins. She swings it over to Smith. Long two is no good. Allen over to Banks. Banks for three is no good. Johnson making her way down the court. She's tripped up. Ball is stolen. The Bruins get it back. Mei-Ling Brennan is about to come in for the Bruins. You can see the brace on her knee. She tore her ACL, I think around a year ago, 10 months to a year ago. She's definitely been a source of energy for this team. They've been really excited to see her come back and play for sure.
Yeah, you know, this is just her second or third game back. She's coming back from the same injury that I had, and I can't imagine just the mental challenge of coming back and playing the sport that she's now had 2 huge knee injuries from. And she's definitely been so excited to get back out on this court and make an impact for this Bruins team.
Brennan with the ball. Over to Hedrick. Layup is no good. Lupierre over to Colbrath. For three is no good. Lupierre with the ball now. Over to Banks. That's going to be a foul on Natalia Lupierre. Mei-Ling Brennan is going to inbound the ball for the Bruins. She'll send that one over to Johnson. Brennan with the ball, over to Hedrick. It's going to be a travel called on Hedrick. Cougar ball.
We see number 31, Molly DeRiggi, on the court for the Bruins, and we saw her earlier this season, a young player that's already had some great minutes on the varsity court. Definitely a great opportunity for her. I'm pretty sure she's a freshman. She's not on our roster, but I'm pretty sure she's a freshman, and really just a great opportunity for her to get some varsity minutes, make an impact, and figure out what it looks like to be on the varsity court. Always makes a huge impact in the JV game as well. So definitely a great player to have in this program the next 4 years.
It's going to be a foul called, or sorry, a travel called. It's definitely exciting to see those young players get pulled up from JV, not only for them, but for us to see some new faces out there on the court. It's really exciting. Culver's shot at the buzzer is no good. But there you have it. Cherry Creek Bruins won 57-28 over the Cherokee Trail Cougars. I think we might have a post-game interview waiting for us. Looks like Benjamin Paris is going to go find someone.
All right, it looks like he's got Sam Smith, so we're going to send it down to Ben and Sam Smith.
Okay, Ben.
All right, Sam, another good win for the team. How are you guys feeling?
Pretty good. The team's really coming together. So.
How have you seen you guys improve over the course of the season?
Well, I think mainly it's our chemistry. We have 28 talented players, younger players, and as each game goes on, we just keep bonding and getting to know each other better.
Do you want to just real quickly talk about the backcourt?
No.
All right, thanks, Sam.
Thanks, Ben.
Back up to you guys.
Thank you, Ben.
Thanks, Ben.
We're going to get ready for the boys' game. They're going to tip off against CT in just over 13 minutes, but we're going to take a break here, and we'll see you back for the boys' game soon.
And everybody, welcome back inside the Kirby Lyle Gymnasium. A whole CCSN crew, William McDavid, Kel McDavid, Benjamin Paris alongside. Reagan cannot be getting ready for the boys basketball game against Cherokee Trail. The Bruins men's team undoubtedly having a little bit of an up and down season, a chance to prove themselves at home tonight.
Yeah, you know, they had some big league wins, that win against Smoky Hill, but then they played Overland and lost to them earlier this week, and so definitely going to try to come back out and have another league win tonight.
Yeah, this is definitely a bounce-back game for the Bruins. I think if they can just get the ball moving and take good, solid shots, they're going to be successful in this game.
All right, we're going to send it down to David Knockel, who'll get us covered with introductions, and Kelvin William will have the call coming up next here on CCSN.
Welcome to Kirby Lyle Gymnasium for tonight's basketball game between the visiting Cherokee Trail Coopers and your Cherry Creek Bruins. Fans, at this time, please rise as we honor America with our national anthem, performed tonight by Cherry Creek's own Alexia Daniels.
All right, hello everyone, and thank you for joining us inside the Kirby Lyle Gymnasium. I'm William McDavid, joined here today by Kel McDavid, and we have a good one here today as the 5-7 Bruins take on the 6-7 Cougars.
Yeah, you know, these are two teams that are really similar. They've had similar wins this season, definitely good teams, as you can see by their record, similar record, and both athletic teams trying to get another league win tonight.
So one change we're noticing here in the Bruins lineup tonight is Dominic Cesario-Scott will be starting instead of Blake Purchase. And, you know, that'll definitely be a factor in this game. Blake had a good game last week, but Dom is always a very hard worker and, you know, really does a good job flying around on the court. All right, so we get ready here for the tip-off. 6'9" Kerry Booth will take it for the Bruins, and he will get that. Cesario-Scott with the start of the possession, and here we go in Kirby Lyle. Booth with the turnover on the ground. He was kind of a tough pass. Larson with the nice pickpocket there. And Chambers with the nice take, cannot finish that one. And nice shot there by number 11, Chase Titus.
Yeah, you know, like we saw in the girls' game, both of these teams are going to come out with a lot of energy, fast offense, and we've already seen Creek with 2 offensive possessions and CT with a huge 3 right there.
Creek trying to get something going here. You know, ball movement was definitely an issue in the Overland game, so I think if they can get the ball moving in this game, they're going to be a lot happier. Larson on the shot. And Knopfsinger was trying to get a board in there. That was great effort. He had 3 guys around him. And we haven't gotten to see a whole lot of offense from the Cougars so far. There's another deep 3. That one is no good. Larson with the rebound. He gives it to Chambers. Chambers will push it up the court. Out to Booth. Oh, and Booth's shot just rims out. And it looks like they're going to get number 22, Connor Yislas, on the Cougars. And, you know, Asher's done a good job fighting down in the paint there.
Yeah, you know, he's had lots of guys on him in so far trying to get the rebound, fighting for that rebound, and that usually seems to work in your favor.
So Chambers' shot will not fall, so the Cougars will have the ball, pushing it down the court. And that shot there from the Cougars will not fall.
Great pass there by Trey Chambers down to Dominic Cesario-Scott.
A nice follow-up by Asher. He's been all over the boards today, and even if he hasn't gotten a couple, he's there and making his presence known.
Yeah, in only 2 minutes of basketball, he's already had a couple of rebounds and contested multiple rebounds.
And Booth with the nice finish on the pass from Knopfsinger. Nice job, Kerry Booth. Cougars trying to get a little offense going. We've seen mostly 3-point shots so far today. And it looks like they're going to get number 20, Tony Nyangabo, and I apologize for any mispronunciation.
Yeah, you know, this Creek defense, we've seen them do multiple things this season. We've seen them in a zone. We've seen them play man-to-man. And it looks like they're going to come out and play man-to-man against this Cherokee Trail offense. Definitely have some shooters. They're not afraid to shoot the outside shot.
Knopfsinger in the high post, taking his time. And I think the more patient this Creek offense is, the better. Definitely good to get ball movement, and as we see there, nice shot from Larson. And it looks like they're going to get an offensive foul on Creek.
Can't tell for sure who they called that on, but definitely fouls we saw were a huge issue in the girls' game. Both teams were in the double bonus way before halftime, and that's definitely something that this game we're hoping to see less of, and just trying to see defensive players playing aggressive but not fouling.
So they are going to call that Cougars ball. That was Asher Knopfsinger's second steal of the day. Nice job there by him. Chambers went up and Just wasn't able to finish that one. Cougars driving the paint, and Booth with the nice shot block.
We've seen Kerry Booth have lots of big blocks this season. He definitely has contributed in that way on the defensive end of the court.
Yeah, and it really, in my opinion, feeds his offensive game too. Cesario Scott, he'll go, oh, and it looks like they're gonna get Cesario Scott for the travel, so it'll be Cougars ball.
It looked like he kind of went off his feet a little bit when he pump faked there, so that's why they called that travel, but good play there by the Bruins offense.
Yeah, and one thing I really appreciate about Cesario Scott's game is he feels for the defender before he makes any moves. So he knows what move he wants to make before he makes it. So that there, number 22, is going to be Connor Yaslas. Chambers dribbling the ball.
Nice cut there by Larson, and we've seen a lot of good ball movement by the Bruins so far tonight.
And Larson with the three, and he gets that one to go. Nice shot there by Larson. And we haven't seen a whole lot of scoring in this game so far, but the scoring we've seen have been quality shots off good ball movement. Bruins with the nice D. That'll be Titus on the shot. Kerry Booth on the rebound.
Yet another three by CT, and Bruins are definitely going to have to defend the three because CT has not hit hardly any of those shots, but you know if they're shooting them, they probably can make them, and so the Bruins are definitely going to have to tighten up their defense a little bit, be mindful of those three-point shots.
And I believe that they will call that Bruins ball after a little bit of it being kind of on the floor there. And in for the game for the Cougars, number 24, Josiah Sanders. And number 4, Logan Brook. Oh. And Booth with a three, and he makes it. Nice shot there by Kerry Booth.
Kerry Booth is someone we've seen this season make such a big impact, both outside the three-point line and down low. He's had some crazy dunks on the season. He's showed that 6'9" height and utilized that to his advantage, but he also has shown that he can shoot. He is definitely a threat on the three-point line, and it makes him really hard to defend.
Yeah, definitely. I think it opens up the offense, too. If you can be multi-threat, then you're going to open up the offense. But there we had a shot by number 2, Austin Gibson.
It's wild that less than 6 minutes into the game, we already have a shootout. I mean, just raining from three.
So that one is going to be a 2-point for Trey Chambers. And you're right, Ben. This is already turning into a shootout, and very different from the Smoky game that we had last week. Last week it was kind of a track meet running up and down the court, and today we are seeing lots of shots going up.
Yeah, so far we've seen the Bruins team do a lot of attacking to the basket this season, and tonight's really been different. So definitely that requires you to finish your shots, and we'll see what the Bruins end up doing as the night goes on.
Cesario Scott cannot finish his shot. It looks like they're going to get Larson on the foul. And now checking in for the first time today, we will have number 12, Donnie Condon, and number 1, Matthew Lee.
We've had to see this Bruins team adapt to some pretty big changes this season. You know, started out the season with Christian Hammond on the team. He left, and then there's been some other shifts on the team, and there's been players that have stepped up and filled those spots and really done a good job this season. And Coach Sturtinger still rotating his players a lot, trying to find the right fit for everyone. But again, you've got dynamic players. They can play multiple positions, play different spots, and are willing to work hard.
So that was number 21 there, Keegan Lloyd. And, you know, nice job there by the Cougars offense. They just kept the ball moving, were patient, and got the shot that they wanted. And Chambers with the nice take, can't finish that one. But really nice handles there by Chambers. Cougars continuing to move the ball. Bruins with nice D, and Matthew Lee will get the steal. He tries to hit it off the Cougar player, cannot get it to go out of bounds, so Cougars will have the ball. And we're definitely seeing more patience here by the Cougars offense. They're not taking as many threes, even though some of them have still been open. They're definitely being more patient, and part of that might be because the clock is winding down. And Lee with another nice effort play there. Cougars ball. Checking in for the Bruins for the first time, number 13, Charlie Eigner, and number 24, Cooper Baronic. And right now, we're seeing a lot of bench players on the floor. And, you know, I love seeing that. All these guys work really hard, and I think that they can be successful.
For sure. Every person can make an impact on this team, and you never know when someone's going to come out and make a big play.
So that shot from number 22, Connor Yaslas, will not go. And that will be the end of the first quarter. So we are going to take it down to Tyler Tolbert. Tyler, what do you think? And it looks like we're having a little bit of trouble with our mic down there, but I'm sure Tyler was giving us something very insightful. You know, these Bruins have played really nice so far this half. I like them sharing the ball. A lot of their even three-point shots have come off a dribble penetration.
Yeah, for sure. It's interesting to watch this Bruins offense play a little bit different style of basketball tonight, and they are driving to the basket and finding those passes, making that extra pass.
All right, so we are starting the second quarter here with 12-10 lead for the Bruins over the Cougars. And, you know, we've seen some good basketball so far. I'm excited to see how the rest of this half shapes out.
For sure, and both these teams are battling for a league win, and so definitely going to be playing hard and trying to win this game.
And it looks like they are going to get number 13, Charlie Eigner, on the foul. So that will send number 24, Josiah Sanders, to the line. And really, that's some of the first fouls we've seen all day. This has been a pretty clean game so far. And I think most of that has contributed to the fact that there isn't a lot of paint aggressiveness, you know? And after missing the first one, Sanders will get the second one to go. And the Bruins are looking to push up the court. And they are going to get Cesario Scott, I believe, on the illegal screen. So checking back into the game, we'll have number 11, Trayvon Chambers, and number 0, Kerry Booth. And we saw a little bit there, the Cougars going into a full court press, and I think that'll be something that the Bruins will have to kind of navigate as the rest of this game goes on, because the Cougars do like to put pressure, and that'll be something the Bruins have to, you know, make sure they can deal with.
Yeah, that's something we've seen in years past, and the girls program does it as well. They definitely try to put some pressure on the offense, and athletic teams at Cherokee Trail allow them to do that.
And they're going to get number 20, Nagabo, on the travel. So it will be Creek ball, and we are seeing here a little 2-1-2 full court press. And that'll be successful for the Cougars. Number 24, Sanders, with the steal and the finish.
Bruins have not seen a whole lot of press so far this season. We've seen it a couple of times at different points in games, but definitely not consistently. So we will see how the Bruins respond to this press tonight.
And Lee with the three-point shot. That'll be long. Cooper Baronic fighting for the rebound, and he gets it. Nice job there by Cooper. And Chambers moving it at the top, and that would be Sanders on the steal there. And they're going to get Chambers on the foul as he was diving for the loose ball. And you know, those are tough plays sometimes. You're going for the ball and you might just kind of hit the defender, and refs don't like that always.
For sure, tough plays to make, but both teams kind of being a little bit scrappy on offense and defense, trying to get things going. Again, a fast-paced game, and that can make things a little bit scrappy sometimes.
So it will be Bruins ball, and Asher Knopfsinger is checking back into the game for the Bruins. And Lee tried to throw it up. I think that was supposed to be to Baronic, so the Cougars will get the steal and will get the ball back. A nice little spin move there by Sanders, and he gets the finish. And the Bruins are definitely having a little trouble here with this full court press, but they broke it there. And I think once they get it into the half court offense, they're going to be more successful.
For sure. Like we talked about, they have not seen a lot of press this season, so it's going to take them a second to adjust to that, but they're going to have to do it quickly because CT is going to continue to press if the Bruins can't always get the ball across half court without getting it stolen.
So they're going to call a foul on the ground on number 4, Logan Brook. So Bruins will have the ball out of bounds on the baseline. And in for the Bruins today, Remington Larson. And Booth with the nice little finish there on the pass by Chambers.
Kind of nice when you can just throw it up and he's there.
And I think that play might be designed for an alley-oop, but they were not able to get that one. And that shot by the Cougars will be short. Bruins ball. And Bruins definitely using this full court offense as an advantage. Chambers with the shot there. Knopfsinger and Booth were both in there. They kind of knocked it out of each other's hands, it looks like.
Yeah, you know, we've talked about how important rebounds are, and we've seen that a couple of times this season where we've had two people going for a rebound, and obviously you want your players to rebound, but also have to have communication and awareness of where your teammates are.
And that shot there by Sanders is good. And that is a huge three-point shot there for the Cougars. And Booth with the take. That will not fall. Remington Larson with the rebound, and they're going to get the block on number 23, Armani Chandler.
This Bruins offense has changed what they're doing because of this full court press, and a lot of times we talk about teams having to play their style of basketball, and I think it's hard when you're getting put so much pressure on, but definitely the Bruins trying to find their rhythm with this full court press and keeping their calm and composure on the offense.
So Chambers' shot will not fall, and the Cougars will have a little bit of a fast break going here. Nice steal by Larson. And that shot there by Nyangabo will not go. Nice cut there by Larson, and he gets denied. Nyangabo running down the court. Chambers is there, and he slams it down. And this has definitely been an interesting second quarter here for the Bruins. They're struggling to get the ball moving on offense, which has created some easier points for the Cougars on their offensive end. Nice ball movement here.
Bruins trying to take a little bit of time off the clock, maybe get something going.
And it will be Cougars ball after the miss by Chambers, and in for the Bruins, number 21, Dominic Cesario-Scott. And it looks like Coach Dertinger is going to call a timeout here. And, you know, what do you think he's telling these guys right now?
He's probably going to come up with something for them to work on breaking the press and getting something going on offense. You know, they've come down the court. Even if they have broken the press, they just seem a little bit discombobulated on the offensive side. Lots of movement, but almost a lot of players in the same spot. So he's probably going to just try to calm the team down, give them a different type of press break, and see if they can get anything else going on the offensive side.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that, you know, these Bruins don't need to panic yet. They're still in a good spot in this game. They're still playing good basketball. They just, a couple things in the last couple minutes haven't gotten their way, but they're still in this game, and they definitely can retake control. So it'll be Cougars ball with about 3 minutes left in this first half, and we've seen some good basketball so far.
For sure. The Bruins have not really had to play defense on the last few possessions, so definitely going to try to turn it around right here, get a good defensive stop.
And Booth with the nice rebound on the shot from the Cougars that was a little long. Cesario-Scott passes it to Knopfsinger, and Knopfsinger with the nice strong move cannot get down to go, but Larson with the nice finish and one.
You know, that's a great play there by the Bruins, and one way to not have to worry about trying to break the press is to have defensive stops, and that's right there. We just saw it. The Bruins were way more successful on that play, not having to play against the press, and now they're getting points off of it.
Yeah, and like we talked about, you know, they definitely are good at pushing the ball up the court, and that's what we saw there. That will go off the knee of Knopfsinger, it looks like, so it'll be Cougars ball. And both teams hoping to close out this half strong. This is kind of where the game can change. You know, the Bruins can get back into this and feel good going into halftime, or the Cougars can pull away and feel good going into halftime. So there was a nice little lay-in there by the Cougars. And I believe they're going to call the foul on number 12, 21, Kean Lloyd. Nice cut there by Knopfsinger, and he will get fouled on the way up. That was number 22, Connor Islas.
You know, we saw in the girls varsity game right before this how much free throws and fouls were a contributing factor, and the Bruins, if they can finish some of these free throws, that's really going to help them kind of close this gap as we near the end of the second quarter.
Yeah, definitely. So Knopfsinger got his first one in, and that second one will fall too, so nice job there by Asher Knopfsinger. And you're right, those free throws are going to be huge in this game. And I think that if the Bruins can be the aggressors and finish at the rim and then get some foul shots, they'll be in a good spot. And that shot by Titus is a little bit long. Bruins will have the ball. And Booth responding. Can't get that shot to fall.
You know, we've seen it this season. Carey is not afraid to take that long three.
And Matthew Lee with the really nice steal and finish there. And he'll get the and one. That was on number 21, Lloyd again. And, you know, that's what you need from your team right now. Get defensive stops, and they will lead to offensive possessions and essentially offensive scores every single time.
Again, defense turning into offense and not having to play against the press, not having to play against as much pressure.
And just like that, the Bruins have cut this deficit down to 1. Cougars looking to move the ball in the last minute and a half here of this half. Ooh, and Cesario Scott just got his hand on that, wasn't able to come up with the steal, but this pressure is what we need to see from the Bruins for the rest of the game, in my opinion. And Booth seemed to get a hand on that. The short shot ended up for a CT rebound. And this has been about a 40-second possession here for the Cougars so far, and I'll be curious to know if they just decide to kind of run the clock out here and get the last shot.
Kind of looks like that's what they're going to do. Bruins continuing to put pressure on defense.
A nice D there by Matthew Lee. So that will be Bruins ball with about 45 seconds left here in this first half. So Chambers will be bringing the ball up the court. Looking to get him a three-point shot. Oh, a nice screen there by Knopfsinger. And Cesario Scott is blocked by Brooke, and Cougars moving it up the court.
With just 20 seconds left, both these teams definitely wanted to get that last shot, and both had turnovers with still quite a bit of time left. Interesting to see how different teams just have different styles with what to do at the end of quarters and halves.
And the Bruins, after kind of a chaotic steal down there, are not able to get the shot up. And, you know, that was definitely an exciting half of basketball there. We have a very close score. The Bruins are down 1 to the Cougars. And, yeah, I'm looking forward to the second half. We are going to go down to Tyler Tolbert here.
Hi, guys. It's been a really exciting first half. Really electric in the gym. We have a bunch of CT fans here today, and our Creek fans have been really great. Really seen some really great contributions from Trey Chambers and Carrie Booth. They were just doing everything from threes to up and under layups. So it's just been really exciting to see, and really excited for the second half.
Awesome, thanks, Tyler. You know, like he said, we've seen contributions from multiple players, lots of different offensive plays happening here, attacking, shooting big threes. Carrie's not afraid to pull up from pretty far out, and that's definitely an advantage for the Bruins, just how many of their players can play multiple different roles and shoot any type of shot.
Yeah, definitely. So with that, we are going to take a quick break here. We will join you at the end of halftime, but for now, here's the Cherry Creek Palms. All right, and welcome back here to the Kirby Lyle Gymnasium. We've had a good game so far. The Bruins are down to the Cougars 21-22, and this has been an exciting first half.
Yeah, for sure. We've seen lots of fast-paced basketball from both of these teams. It slowed down a little bit there at the end of the first quarter. Definitely both teams proving that they can shoot and finish at the rim, and that's been a huge part of this game.
We saw this against
Now the mic's on. We saw this against Thunder Ridge. We saw this against Smoky Hill. The Bruins have been in close games, and it's just a matter of are they going to be able to finish, and teams that are going to excel in this state are going to be the ones that can finish in the second half.
For sure, and we've seen the Bruins struggle a little bit in the fourth quarter of some of these games, looking to work on that, improve on that, and finish these games strong.
Yeah, definitely so. We are going to take it down to the court where the Bruins are hoping to pull out a big second half here to secure this win. And one of the things we're noticing in this gym right now is the energy levels are high, and the Creek student section is big tonight, and I think this will definitely play a factor here as this game continues to be a close game.
For sure, lots of energy in this gym. Creek students hoping to give these players some energy going into the second half.
All right, so Chambers will bring the ball up the court here to start the third quarter. And we can see already some good ball movement here for the Bruins. Booth with the three. That one won't fall, and Cougars will be off and running.
Yeah, we talked about Carey's not afraid to shoot from pretty far off the three-point line, trying to use his height as an advantage, and he's definitely a good shooter. When he gets hot, he does not miss, but trying to find his rhythm again in the second half.
Knopfsinger with nice defense, and the shot there by Geislas will not go.
Larson with the quick release three, and we've definitely saw both of these teams come out in the first half, beginning of the first quarter, and shoot a bunch of threes, quick offensive possessions. And as the quarter and as the half moved on, we definitely saw them moving the ball more, taking more time in each possession, and that seemed to work a little bit better for both teams later in the half.
Nice D there by the Bruins, leading to a nice shot there for Knopfsinger. They'll get number 2, Austin Gibson, on the foul, and Knopfsinger will go to the line. And Knopfsinger cannot get his shot to go.
We've seen Asher Knopfsinger have a lot of different opportunities to shoot free throws, and that can be such a big opportunity for him. He's aggressive underneath the basket, can get lots of fouls called against him, and definitely going to try to take advantage of those opportunities. He's proven to be a pretty good free throw shooter this season.
So we saw the Bruins there going with a little full court press, and that seemed to work well for them. And that shot blocked.
I don't think we have seen the Bruins press so far this season, maybe a couple of times in different games, but we'll see if they stick with that.
And that three from Titus, it's no good. Cougars with a nice save there. And that shot will not go. That was number 21, Lloyd. And Bruins, once again, their good defense is leading to offense here in this half so far. And Booth with a nice take, nice rebound there by Knopf. And they're going to get Knopfsinger on the offensive. And we see Kerry Booth here at the front of this press using his length. He's tough to throw it over.
For sure, and he's able to get back down the court and play defense, but definitely a hard player to use that length.
Yeah, and Titus will drill his three-point. And not a whole lot of scoring so far in this third quarter.
Yeah, that's the first first points of the third quarter, and we're already 2.5 minutes into the quarter.
So they're going to get number 21, Kean Lloyd, on the foul. And definitely more fouls so far here in this third quarter than we have really seen in the game so far.
Yeah, both teams already have 2 fouls. Great rebound there by Asher.
Yeah, he's working on the boards down there, and it's paying off for him. He's getting good looks and is getting to the free throw line. And I believe that foul was on Nyangabo. And Knopfziger nails the first free throw. And he's been on point from the free throw line so far. And he hits the second one.
Looks like Bruins are not going to press this possession.
Yeah, and I think part of that is just conserving your energy. You know, early here in the second half, it's okay to put a little pressure, but you don't want to tire your guys out so that they can't finish this game strong.
For sure, and this Bruins team plays hard defense. They're aggressive on defense, really tries to get up, deny the pass, and sometimes that takes a lot out of you.
And that shot by Gibson will be no good, and Bruins have a little bit of a fast break situation going here. Knopfziger with a nice finish there. And those reverse layups are sometimes the harder shots, but you know, it's nice because you can use the rim to protect you, and especially against some of these bigger shot blockers, that's nice. And they're going to get Titus on the offensive. And, you know, refs are pretty stingy about when they see that arm get fully extended, they're going to call that offensive, especially when the defender kind of flies backwards like that. So checking into the game is number 1, Matthew Lee.
The Cougars are pressing again, which the Bruins kind of figured out how to break that press in the second quarter. However, it kind of worked for them to try to not let the Cougars ever get organized in their press, try to have defensive stops or quickly get the ball inbounds and not let them get set up in their press.
That shot by Chambers is a little bit long. Cougars on the attack. And the shot by Gibson is long. Booth with the rebound. Larson looking to push it up the court. And Lee with the deep three. No good. Kerry Booth with the nice rebound. Chambers thought about shooting it, drove instead. And nothing on the play, no foul or jump ball or anything. Knopfziger with the rebound, but they aren't able to finish that.
Yeah, you know, Bruins got a couple second chance opportunities there, and if you can finish those, that makes a huge impact. But good job getting offensive rebounds. Just couldn't get it to get the basket to fall.
So Lee with the rebound there. Larson on the attack. And that pass goes to the defense, and Lee not able to get the rebound. And we're seeing guys falling all over the place. And Nyangabo will be shooting. Makes his first one. And in for the Bruins, number 12, Donnie Condon.
Again, we're seeing Coach Sturtinger put some players in, trying to keep his players fresh. They're playing really hard on defense and having to work pretty hard on offense to play against CT's pressure.
And we will have a timeout here by the Cougars. And, you know, this has definitely continued to be a close game. I think both teams are proving to still be in this working hard, and that's what you like to see.
Yeah, and like we talked about at the beginning, these teams have similar records. They've played against similar teams and had similar outcomes. So really, we kind of thought coming into this game it could be a close game, but you never know with these two teams, both athletic teams, never know what they're going to come out and do. And so only a 2-point game. Definitely a toss-up still at this point.
Yeah, and I've liked, the Bruins have looked more like themselves here in this third quarter. I feel like they're definitely taking advantage of fast breaks, and that's definitely what they like to do. They aren't always getting in half-court sets, so I think if they can continue to play solid defense and then get fast breaks, they're going to be successful. Chambers to pass it in. He'll get it to Lee. Little 3-on-1 situation here. And Knopfsinger's pass is long. Condon is not able to save it. It went back court. Cougar ball.
Coach Sturgeon trying to get his team organized on defense. Communication is such a big part of basketball, and when you're watching on TV, you can't always hear the players talking, and I think even NBA basketball and WNBA basketball, like, the teams have to communicate with each other, and you can see the coaches sometimes assisting with that, but it's definitely a lot of communication that you can't always hear unless you're in the gym.
So after the attempted save by Chambers, Sanders' shot will go, and Bruins looking at a 4-point deficit. And Booth with the nice take and one.
There's Kerry Booth again, showing his versatility. We saw him right at the beginning of the third quarter take a big three far off the 3-point line, and now driving to the basket and getting the and one.
Yeah, and Booth can really use his height here. I believe that the next tallest person on the court is, for the Cougars, is going to be Connor Yaslas. And I think, Booth can use his height to his advantage, especially in there on the offensive and defensive boards.
For sure. We've seen him against some matchups this year where he has had players that are just as tall as him, but most of the games he's been significantly taller than any of the other players on the court. Like you said, 6'6" is the tallest player for Cherokee Trail tonight. So he's got a good 3 inches on these guys, and definitely using that to his advantage.
And Sanders on the shot, and Booth with the nice block. Lee running up the court. And nice finish there by Matthew Lee with the left hand. And that is sometimes a tough finish. You got one defender on you, and he gave him a little jelly and was able to get that to go.
Yeah, it's always hard when you have so much, you're running so fast trying to beat that defender down the court. It's really easy to throw it off the backboard and have it ricochet all the way to half court. And Lee had a nice touch on that.
And those are the type of game-changing plays we talk about. That's a big momentum play from Booth that, yeah, you get a block on the stat sheet, but it's going to end up meaning a lot more than that.
Condon with the defense.
I thought he might try to take a charge on that play, but Bruins defense really trying to put a lot of pressure on CT, and CT adapting well to that and still finishing at the rim.
So with about a minute left here in this third quarter, Bruins are looking to get another shot up, and Booth nails the 2. And that step back there for Booth is lethal. I mean, he already has his head and shoulders above everyone else. Creating more space is impossible to guard. So Gibson's shot will be a little bit long, ending up out of bounds, and in for the Bruins, number 21, Dominic Cesario-Scott. Condon pushing it up the court. He hits it out to Booth. Booth with the attack to Condon to Lee. And Lee drills the 3. Nice shot there by Matthew Lee, and that is fantastic ball movement there for the Bruins. I feel like Condon could have shot it, Booth could have shot it, but they all gave it one more pass and found Matthew Lee wide open. Nice defense there by Cesario-Scott, and about 3 seconds left. And Booth with the amazing rebound. He almost got up so high that it looked like he might dunk it back into the basket.
Yeah, Booth You know, he's so tall, but he also is just very athletic, and he's able to jump so high. That definitely works for his advantage. And I think we're going to send it down to Ben Paris for our third quarter sideline. And it looks like he might try to interview someone in the student section. We're having some difficulties with our mic, so Ben is getting a good interview, but we can't hear anything that he is saying. So we might have to take it back down to the student section later in this game. Ben has no idea. All right, we're gonna bring it back to the floor. Fourth quarter. What do you think Coach Dertinger is telling his players?
You know, they've had a little bit of a nice streak here, and I think he's just going to say, hey, we want to keep that momentum going. You know, you've gotten up by 3. We need to finish out this fourth quarter strong. So Cougars will get the first possession here, trying to get the ball moving a little bit. A nice D here by the Bruins. And Lee with the steal, he'll push it up to Chambers. Chambers gets tripped, and they're going to call the foul on Gibson, I believe.
And that hurt, sliding on that court like that. He slid pretty far, was running fast, got tripped up, and just sliding. That gives you a pretty good court burn the next day.
And they're going to call it out on Booth. I believe the referee thought that it may have gone off of Booth's knee. And the Cougars bringing it up the court. And nice hands there by Cesario Scott. Bruins are off to the races. Cesario Scott puts it up, cannot finish, and now the Cougars are off to the races.
You know, we've seen some great defense here by the Bruins, some big turnovers, have been able to convert some of them. A couple have just been contested layups that couldn't fall, but the fouls in this game, CT has 6 fouls, and the Creek only has 4, so definitely going to play a factor as we get towards the end of this game, wanting to make sure that you're playing smart defense.
So that foul there was on Condon. Number 24, Sanders, missed the first shot. But he'll make the second one. And it looks like the Cougars have pulled back their full court press here.
Bruins have got a 3-point lead, and
oh my gosh, what a shot by Booth. I mean, that was deep, even for like an NBA player. That was an incredible shot there by Booth.
And it was contested. He doesn't always have a guy in his face when he shoots from that far out, and he did that, and wow, that was impressive.
So Bruins now going up by 5, and you know, this is a big lead here for the Bruins as they continue to try to get some nice stops here on defense. And Cougars will get their own rebound. And that was number 21, Kean Lloyd, on the finish. And, you know, that's tough. Lots of pump fakes happening there, but Bruins weren't able to secure the possession. And Lee with the 3. What a shot by Matthew Lee. And he has been nice today from 3 points. And that is a clutch shot there for the Bruins.
For sure. And like we were talking about with Carey, Matthew, when he gets hot, he is a good shooter and definitely has found his rhythm tonight.
Cesario Scott with nice defense. And Bruins are playing up the line a lot, which you like to see. You know, they're playing good help side defense. And Cesario Scott is able to fight a little bit there with Amari Chandler, and it'll be a jump ball, Bruins ball.
Some big plays that we've seen here in this fourth quarter. Bruins really fighting to try to get those, you know, tough balls and get the rebounds and make things happen on offense.
Bruins swinging it out to Lee. Lee decided to hold off of the shot there. I wouldn't have been surprised if he took that with how he's feeling right now. And Booth with the step back three. Oh, and it just came out.
Condon was working really hard to try to get that rebound there, couldn't quite get it. Looked like he might have gotten CT to tip it, but he was the last one that touched it, so it'll be CT ball. Just under 5 minutes left in this fourth quarter.
And the Cougars definitely looking to get something happening here. They're going to get Matthew Lee on the block. And sometimes those are tough, you know. Neither player is moving super fast, but you kind of are tied up with each other, and, you know, they'll just get you for that block sometimes. Nice D there by the Bruins on the inbound play. And that ball out of bounds on the Cougars, Bruins ball. And Bruins have had some great defensive stops here, and that will entice the Cougars to take a timeout here.
Yeah, you know, we've seen some huge defensive plays, and just like that, when you've got a dead ball situation and your team is playing hard defense already, it's so important for you guys, for the team to continue to pressure the ball. And just like that, it's so hard for an offensive team to do anything when there's a dead ball situation and the defense is playing really hard.
So with about 4 minutes and 40 seconds left here in regulation, the Bruins are looking to kind of secure this lead here. Like we talked about near the end of the first half, this is really where the game gets turned, is when the Bruins are up by 6 points, they can pull away here or let CT back into it. And I think both teams are trying to come up with a game plan here to set themselves up for success, but these next couple minutes are going to be crucial in the outcome of this ball game.
For sure. The Bruins are already in the bonus. They've only got 5 fouls. CT has 6 team fouls, and it's going to be really important that neither team ups their foul count by a whole lot, because then you're giving up easy points just off of free throws, and neither team is in a spot to give up points right now.
And I have a feeling Coach Dertinger was saying, hey, we get a stop and a bucket here, or a bucket and a stop in that order, you know, we're going to be in shape.
Definitely going to tell his team not to force any shots. They don't need to force anything right now. Trying to find that good shot, make the extra pass.
We see lots of ball fakes here. You know, one of the things that gets a zone moving is ball fakes. And there you go, ball fakes. Got the ball into Cesario Scott in the middle, and nice little shot there by Cesario Scott. And nice shot there by Nyangabo. And you can tell this is going to be a close game. Both teams are playing really hard right now, and you know, we're seeing a lot of good basketball.
Lots of ball movement by Creek, trying to take time off the clock, being really patient with the ball and not forcing anything.
And Matthew Lee with the shot. That's a little long. Cougars with the rebound, and Cesario Scott was fighting for that rebound, but just couldn't get there.
Yeah, for sure. Anytime that they can get that second chance, keep the ball on their side of the court, definitely is going to be beneficial in the next 3 minutes.
Chambers with the D. That shot's short, but nice follow-up there by number 21, Lloyd. And that ball tipped out of bounds by Nyangambo.
I've kind of been waiting for that to happen. We've seen the Cougars putting a lot of pressure on this Bruins offense, trying to get in those passing lanes. And Coach Sturtinger sees it too. He's going to take a timeout and try to get his team organized. 2 minutes and 40 seconds left. Bruins have a 4-point lead.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that the Bruins here just need to recognize that they can be patient. They can, you know, try to move the ball. But if you have a wide open score like Cesario Scott had, take it, because you never know what this CT offense will be able to do. And I think if they can take as much time off the clock but still getting good, solid shots up, I think they'll be very successful in those last couple minutes.
And I think right now you have to be as smart about your shot selection as you are the entire game. I mean, the shots you're going to take at 240 and the boards and the rebounds is got to choose who makes his games, because if you're making bad shots and the other guys are going to out-rebound you in the last 3 minutes, it's not going to matter.
Yeah, for sure. I think rebounds are so important. And just like we saw on the last 2 possessions, CT got the Bruins rebound. They got their own rebound as well, and it made it so that they got 2 points, Creek got 0, just in 1 possession. So definitely rebounds are so crucial.
All right, so here we go. Condon will pass it in for the Bruins. Bruins looking to move the ball. Chambers with the crossover. He takes the shot and drills it. And that is a nice shot there for Chambers. You know, a little elbow jumper. He created space and had a nice shot. Titus on the shot, and he gets that one to fall. Nice little fadeaway there for Titus, and it's definitely going to come down to the wire here.
Yeah, every time Creek has scored, CT has come back and scored, and vice versa. So definitely good basketball here. Both teams trying to take care of it on the offensive side.
And it looks like we're going to get a foul on Yaslas. So Dominic Cesario Scott will go to the line. And Larson will come into the game. And Donnie Condon has had a really nice game so far. I love his effort, and he's always flying around. He makes good choices with the ball, and I think he's definitely a valuable asset to this team.
For sure.
So Cesario Scott's shot will not go. Ooh, Titus bobbled the catch a little bit, and Larson will get the steal. And you know, that's a pivotal play there. You were just talking about that CT has always responded to Creek's scoring, but when Creek can get a stop even after they don't score, then that's a pivotal point in the game. So
for sure.
Coach Sturtinger will call a timeout there. And just trying to get his team organized. I think he definitely just wants to make sure that they take this possession and are smart with it. And, you know, you're up by 4. You don't need to force anything. You know, it's been really valuable for the Bruins so far this year to have a couple of these high stakes, you know, kind of game time situations, because as you get into the playoffs, and we saw this in last year's playoffs, you're going to have some of these games where it's a 2-4 point game, and it's really valuable to get this experience during league play, because come the playoffs, these are the situations you don't necessarily get to practice for. You just got to play hard, and so this is definitely a valuable experience for the Bruins.
Yeah, and the Bruins have seen this multiple times this season, trying to finish out games in the fourth quarter, and they seem to be adapting well to that and learning from getting to do that this season.
Cougars put in lots of pressure. Looks like they're going to get a little trap action here. Bruins doing a nice job keeping the ball away.
Yeah, the Cougars are trying not to let Creek just pass the ball, do whatever they want for the next minute. They're trying to put a lot of pressure on this offense, trap, and make Creek continue to work hard the next minute.
And nice job there by Cesario Scott. You know, you get it in the middle and they bring 2-3 guys on the trap. So nice job there being patient. And Chambers with the take and a nice lay-in. And that'll give the Bruins the 6-point lead with just under a minute left. Cesario Scott on the defense. And it looks like they're going to get Cesario Scott on the foul, which will send Nyangabo to the free throw line. And this game is far from over. I think both teams are feeling the energy in this gym right now. And, you know, one possession could definitely swing it one way or another. And we're getting some help here from the student section as Nyangabo is shooting his free throws. He makes them both, so we have a 4-point game here. Lee looking to attack. He's going to pull it up. And nice handles there by Larson, but cannot keep it in bounds. CT on the attack. And they're going to call the travel on Nyangabo. So it'll be Bruins ball, 35 seconds left.
I think, if anything else, that is an extremely lucky call for the Bruins because that's a fast break for CT.
Yeah, for sure. You know, the Bruins got a little bit discombobulated there on offense, and it's easy to get caught in the heat of this moment, but trying to stay calm, keep their composure, and stay out of the corners, stay out of those traps.
Nice heads-up play there by Lee. He threw it off the CT defender in order to keep it his ball, and, you know, some of those situational things are pretty impressive because that shows basketball IQ, and he did a good job with that. And Nyangabo will foul Booth, and this might just be the second time he's gone to the line tonight. And, you know, he's a great shooter, so these free throws could be huge here for the Bruins with about 22 seconds left in this game.
Really weird question. I just realized Blake Purchase is not here.
He's not been in this gym
I had just realized this
tonight.
with the fourth quarter with 20 seconds left.
Booth hits both, and that's a good point. We noticed that early in the game, and we don't know a reason why, so that's why we really didn't comment on it, but it's definitely been interesting. And Cougars trying to get a last-second shot up here. They'll get a shot up, but the Bruins are able to pull up with the win at home over the Cougars, and that was just a great game. Nice finish there by the Bruins.
Another big league win for the Bruins, and definitely going to take this and move into their next games, trying to continue through the second half of league play. We're going to send it down to Tyler Tolbert once he can find a player.
And there's a massive people down there, so I'm not surprised that he's having a little bit of trouble. Lots of excitement, though, in this gym. And with that, we're going to send it down to Tolbert, who is with Coach Dertinger.
Hi, guys. After a great game, I'm here with Coach Kent Dertinger. Coach, amazing win. You had some special people step up, specifically Matthew Lee, the sophomore. How is it when you can have bench production like that?
Yeah, I mean, it's huge. It's huge for us, especially in a night when Blake Purchase isn't here. And we knew Matt is capable of that. He's a talented basketball player, puts in a lot of time outside of what we do, and it shows in his game.
Now, Coach, you have a big game coming up next Thursday against Eagle Crest, another Centennial team. A lot of athletes, a great basketball team. What are you guys going to have to do to beat them?
Yeah, they're a very well-coached team, as was this one. That's how it is in the Centennial League. Every night's a battle, and we expect Thursday night to be one of those for sure.
Well, thank you, Coach. I'm really excited to see that game. You can catch that game next Thursday at Eagle Crest. And go Bruins.
Thanks, you guys. Thank you.
Great. Well, thanks there, Tyler. And, you know, that was a great game. Lots of excitement here in this gym and a good way to kind of go into the end of this league play.
And we said at the beginning of the fourth it was going to come down. Could the Bruins finish in the fourth? And Kel talked about it at the very beginning of the second half, is that they've had some problems there, but figured it out, and a nice 6-point victory.
Yeah, for sure. And, you know, always looking ahead at the next game. What can they take away from this game to the next game? Use this to build into next week. They got a little bit of a break from games and definitely going to try to keep their energy, keep what they took from this game into next week's game with Eagle Crest.
Great. Well, with that, we are going to be signing off here from the Kirby Lyle Gymnasium. I'm Willie McDavid for the whole Cherry Creek Sports Network crew. Thank you.